you, young man. To what do I owe the pleasure? In actual fact, we have nothing to worry about. According to our research, the next emission will not occur for at least 2 months, 4 days, and 7 hours. Its intensity will be 3 on the Bergman scale, which is 2.13.
Without going into detail, I must say I have never seen anything like this before. The encephalogram suggests serious damage to the nervous system, but the other indicators couldn't be better. It's astounding.
Perhaps it has something to do with the emission.
Most certainly. Although so far I've been utterly unable to formulate a rational explanation for this abnormality.
Look, it's letting up. You're awake. That's good. Welcome back to the world of the living, Stalker. How are you feeling? Do you remember what happened to you? In the joking mood, eh? That bodes well for your recovery. I'm Lebedev, the group leader, and I'm responsible for everyone here. That includes you, for as long as you're here. We call ourselves Clear Sky, and you are in our base right now. We picked you up in the swamps after the emission. Lucky? I doubt it. The facts are these. You survived the emission. That's the first thing I still can't explain. The second thing is that our patrol found you in the swamps, which are essentially endless quicksand. And thirdly, you nearly got torn into shreds by a pack of pseudo-dogs. But our boys got you out just in time. Such a chain of events tells me it's more than just luck. Anyway, I need to finish what I'm doing. So let's continue this conversation later. Got some fresh air? You look better, that's for sure. Let me fill you in on this situation. You're in the Clear Sky base. Don't try to remember who we are. You've never heard of us, and there's a very good reason for that. Our mission is to research the zone. We believe that the zone must be studied and understood so that humanity knows what it is facing here. Understanding is the key to coexisting with the zone. Because if you think about it, the zone is the most wondrous phenomenon humanity has been confronted with in its entire history. As I said, we are researchers. We are trying to figure out the nature of the zone, determine the reasons which caused it to appear, and formulate the rules that govern its existence. We are not consumed by a quest for money. We don't seek fields of artifacts, and we're not interested in turf wars with other factions. That is why we're hiding here in the swamps and concentrating on our research. Our forte is not combat, but knowledge. Knowledge of the zone, accumulated over years of research. We know more about it than stalkers and the government combined. And our research was finally shaping up into a sound, coherent picture until the massive emission a few days ago. No, that emission was incredibly powerful. It was on a level of its own. It was like a hurricane that swept the whole zone, changing it. Everything is different. The well-known and relatively safe areas have become highly radioactive and full of anomalies. But now, you can access parts of the zone that have been unreachable for years. Even the most hardened stalkers don't know what awaits them on their favorite path. The other thing that changed is people, and that became evident right away. The emission destroyed the fragile balance between factions, and they're now warring for territory. In other words, many strange things have happened, and I don't yet fully understand the scale of these changes. It's only been a few days since the emission. If you ask me, the strangest thing of all is that you managed to survive it. I see. How can I help you? Getting out of here isn't easy, not by a long shot. The swamps are a real maze of reeds and radioactive quicksand, swarming with terrible monsters and human scum. And I don't know which is worse. Only a guide can lead you safely out of here. We only have a handful of them, guys I would trust with my life without a second thought. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Because if I let you go, our presence here might not stay a secret for long. We are having a very tough time here recently. The emission reduced the number of anomalies in the swamps, which made the area easily accessible for bandits and other vermin. There are so many of them, they'll be setting up camp in our base soon if we don't do something about it. The problem is that we're not really the fighting type, so we've been steadily losing ground. But you, one look at you, tells me you're a pro at that sort of thing. Your experience can save the lives of many.
This is the second outpost. We're under attack. I repeat, we're under attack. Help!
That's enough chit-chat. There's been another attack on our outpost. Help us fight it off. If it makes any difference, some of the boys who saved you are there right now. You still remember how to survive in the zone? Great. Get over to the trader and he'll fit you out with some basic equipment. After that, head straight to the outpost. Once you're outside the base, listen to my advice. I'll try to guide you along. Trader, a fighter is on his way to you. Issue him with all the equipment he needs.
Roger that.
Hello there.
Run for the tower! The monsters can't get you there! Attention all fighters! An emission is approaching! Get to cover now!
You survived the emission again. I'm not even that surprised. Our boys picked you up not far from the tower when things calmed down a bit. You know, Polev was right. You defy scientific explanation. He believes that you acquired some, let's say, unusual abilities, which help you survive anomalous activity that would literally tear anyone else down to atoms. Also, it looks like something is increasing your body's performance in several areas, to the point where our monitoring equipment goes off the scale. Wait. Don't get too excited. There's always a fly in the ointment. Every emission harms your nervous system, and if this continues, you will die. A normal emission is the release of energy accumulated in the zone. A discharge, if you like. But what's happening now is completely different. In my opinion, the increasing regularity of these emissions is the zone's response to some sort of serious threat, akin to the response provided by a human immune system. It is difficult to rationally explain coexistence between humans and the zone. The zone tolerates us in some areas and forbids us from going to others. Whatever is beyond the Scorcher and further towards the center of the zone is taboo. a place where stalkers are not supposed to set foot. I think that recent events in the zone are related to the fact that someone broke that taboo and made it past the brain scorcher. It's hard to say. To answer that question, I would need to know what's in the center of the zone. Some say the monolith, others say the wish granter. The more unpretentious ones dream about fields of rare artifacts. I was at the power plant myself, a young specialist at the time, but I don't know what's there now. What I can say is that the scorcher appeared for a reason. It prevents the center of the zone from being reached. People cannot go beyond the brain scorcher. I didn't think so until the large emission. Hell, nobody thought so. However, if you consider the emissions to be a defensive reaction, then the answer is obvious. Someone made it through the scorcher, and the emission was the zone's response. And since the emissions haven't stopped, whoever it was must still be alive. The zone is trying to get them, and it's killing everything that's alive in the process. I know a lot about the zone, but I can't share everything with you. You'll just have to trust me on some things. A system, any system, needs to be in equilibrium. The zone is unstable right now, and this instability is increasing. If the constant emissions aren't stopped, the zone will become so unstable that a new disaster will occur. Which brings us to what Clear Sky is doing. We are trying to prevent that disaster. You're right, but we do know how to prevent a disaster and stop the emissions, and that means something. We have to find out who was in the center of the zone and stop them at any price. There's a strange connection between you and the zone. On the one hand, every new emission gradually kills you. On the other hand, you survive in situations where others don't stand a chance. My gut feeling tells me that your abilities, your gift, your curse, call it what you will, they mean you can get through places that others wouldn't even dream of. And at the moment, we need to act very quickly. I knew you'd ask that. The answer is simple. If the emissions aren't stopped, your nervous system will burn out and you'll die. Help us and you'll save yourself. Now this may sound like a line from a corny movie, but you really don't have a choice. Unfortunately, yes. So, will you help us? Then listen carefully. We have made use of all our contacts and connections in the zone. As a result, we know that a certain stalker at the cordon was asking Sidorovich about some very strange components. That's all we have for the moment, but it's a lead. Through the swamps, of course, how else? But remember what I said. After the emission, a whole army of all kinds of scum turned up in the area. Now they control almost everything. We are under siege, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. So before we can help you get to the cordon, we have to regain control of the swamps. And with your help, I think we should be able to do it.
The swamps are now under our control. Good job, boys. You did it. Over there, all squads, dig in at key positions and wait for further instructions. Hey, brother, we ain't clear on what's going on.
Thanks, Merc. You really turned it around. Your reward will be waiting for you at the base.
I haven't seen anyone come from the swamps in a long while. You've come out right next to the army outpost. There's only one thing a stalker can expect from the army, and that's a bullet. So I'd be careful if I were you.
Alert! Stalker detected! Open fire!
Призываю к сотрудничеству всех добропорядочных и сознательных граждан.
Nice to see you. So, shall we talk business? Hello, Merc. Tell me, what brings you here? I see so many stalkers in here, it's a pain to remember them all. Any reason I should strain my brain for you? Now we're talking business, I like that. Well, here's the thing. I've been here for a while. My business is up and running, I get different orders here and there, and people trust me. I have a problem with my last order, and the trouble is the client is very important, and the loot he's after is unique. Everything was going fine. Stalkers would get the loot from inside the zone, and the army boys were supposed to ensure they could get it through the cordon. Well, the two parties started bickering over something, and now the whole place has gone crazy. The result is the Stalkers are fighting the military, and nobody's got a clue where the loot is. And that doesn't suit me at all, because the order needs to be completed. So, help me get the case with the loot, and I'll tell you all about your Stalker and his components. Deal? Visit the Stalkers by the embankment. They've set up some sort of base there, and that's where they're holding the captive military commander, Kaletsky. I don't care what you do at that base. I don't care if those fruitcakes want to continue playing Robin Hood's merry men. All I want is that case and the loot that's inside it. For starters, try talking to Valerian, the Stalker leader. I'll let them know you're coming on my behalf.
Howdy, Merc. We don't see too much of you at the cordon. What brings you here? From Sidorovich, you say? So, you know about the commander too? Alright, I'll be straight with you. We used to cooperate with the army. They'd allow us to transport goods safely through the outpost and let us in on some useful information. We paid well for their services. But then we found out that jerk of a commander worked for both sides. He supplied the bandits with our whereabouts. Then he went and sold 2 of our guys as slaves at the garbage. That was the last straw. Yeah, I guess we got a little carried away. Can't figure out what to do now. We're holding the commander hostage, which is a kind of guarantee that the army is not going to bomb our asses back to the Stone Age with their choppers. We can't kill him, but we can't let him go either. This sly son of a bitch knows that we need him alive, and he's not caving in a damn inch. Trouble is, he's the only one who knows where the loot is hidden. If we don't deliver that loot to Sidorovich, he won't do business with us ever again. If we could only make this army bastard play by our rules, it would be a whole different ball game, believe me.
What's so interesting, huh? What you staring at, ass-face? Laugh all you want. If you're here to find out where I hid the case with the loot, you're in for a disappointment. Go back to your beloved zone. My boys are gonna obliterate your pathetic posse soon enough. And as for your ringleader, we will hang him on the bridge so everyone can see what you get for messing with the military. Oh, really? And how much would you charge for your services? What if I ask you to help out my boys by taking out those snipers at the railroad embankment? Don't stop on your way out the door, and keep going till you hit an anomaly.
So, did you learn anything useful? Of course they'll save him. The rat bastard owes them a whole bunch of dough. He ran their operations on his own and stashed the cash away somewhere. Listen, I've got an idea. The commander's got only 2 men he can count on. They served together at the outpost and he cut them in on the deals, so they'll do whatever they can to get him out. If we dispose of them, the bastard will realize nobody's coming for him. He'll crack, and we'll beat out of him the location of the stash with the loot. We split the money, and Sidorovich gets the case. What do you say? I have this feeling we won't have to look for them. Khaletsky's buddies are wandering around here somewhere planning to attack us. A small squad has been spotted at the elevator. Help us destroy them.
Good work. The military squad has been taken care of. We spotted their second squad at the depot. Merc, head on over there.
Thanks, everyone.
Great. That's the army dealt with. With his buddies dead, Khaletsky knows he ain't got a prayer. That army rat is gonna change his tune now, that's for sure. Merc, head back to the base.
See what being stubborn gets you? Your friends are dead and you're still here. No one's coming to save you. Tell me where you hid the case.
Okay, I tell you, bastards. It's at the old mill, under the roof.
Would you look at that? The little shit cracked like an egg. The stash coordinates are in your PDA. Take what you find to Sidorovich. He's waiting.
Okay, Merc. I'll be waiting for you and the case.
So you got it after all. I knew I could count on you. Thanks for returning the case, Merc. Now I can settle up with my client. The reason I've survived in the zone as long as I have is that I always keep my word. You screw a client in this place and you're pretty likely to find a knife in your back real soon. Anyway, enough about me. About your stalker, he was here. His name is Fang, and he was looking for tube amplifiers and some other electronic crap, and I'm not an expert in that sort of thing. I sold him the amp, but I didn't have the other stuff he was after, so I told him to visit the diggers at the garbage. Recently, some stalkers at the garbage have dug up old buried equipment from after the accident at the Chernobyl NPP, and now the place is filled with all kinds of ancient components. Look for him there. And remember, if you want to trade, I'm your man. If you need anything else, you're always welcome here. I'm extending you a lifetime store discount for helping me deal with the military.
I gave Fang the component we found in the cache. He wouldn't stop swearing and said he wouldn't pay us until we found the other components. We discussed it between ourselves and decided to send Vasya to speak to him. Vasya is one silver-tongued son of a gun. We figured he might be able to talk Fang into paying us at least some of the money. I just hope he doesn't run into trouble on the way there.
Thanks, buddy. You saved me right there. My name is Vasyan. Picture this. I'm on my way west, trying to catch up with this stalker, minding my own business and all, and these eyeless beasts come out of nowhere. I emptied 3 clips into the damn things, but they just kept on coming and chased me all the way to here. There's no way I'll catch that stalker now. He's got to be in the Dark Valley at this point.
Freeze! The Dark Valley is in quarantine. Put your weapon away and come here very slowly. No sudden movements. I just want to have a chat with you.
Freeze! Holster your weapon and stand still. Try pulling a fast one and you're dead. Stand still, brother. This won't hurt. All right, Stalker. Stay put. Who are you, and what are you doing here? He's probably dead already, and I suggest you don't hang around here too long, unless you want to join him. Someone keeps attacking us. They're real professional about it too. We never stand a chance. We control all the roads leading into the Dark Valley, but that don't seem to stop the attacks one bit. The one place you can relax is the base.
Shit,
If you have questions about Fang, the Freedom Base is your best bet.
Stalker, you are on Freedom territory, and that means no funny business. Come see me if you have any questions.
What's this, your backyard? Who let you in?
Veterans and rookies, if you value your freedom and want to be among others like you, join us. Freedom welcomes everyone who has...
That's a boy! You showed those mutants! Come back for more instructions.
Me again? Man, what a lousy day! How's it shaping up, Merc?
To earn the respect of fellow stalkers, do you want to build a team of loyal friends?
Too many
who will
bombs
stick up
around
for
here.
you in times of...
Merc, this is Chekhov. The outpost was attacked. I don't know if anyone survived, but the PDA is still active. It might contain some useful info. Find it and bring it to me. Shit, man. Way to screw up! What a rotten son of a bitch, that commandant! All that horseshit he gave us about how the outpost was out of ammo! Those Freedom bastards wounded 2 of our boys!
Enough yapping! Let's cover up our tracks and get out of here!
Well, finally we meet face to face. My name is Chekhov, and I'm the boss around here. The recording on the PDA you found clears things up a bit. All the exits from the valley were sealed off, but our outposts and patrols just kept getting hit. A few times we had a patrol leave the base and get slaughtered in no time. The boys started thinking that we offended the zone somehow, and that this was some sort of punishment. We even tried putting together protection charms against ghosts and all, but as we now know, there was nothing mystical about it. The Commandant gave away all our movements. Freaking rat. I didn't expect him to do this. I've known him for ages. We hunted for our first artifacts together. We made freedom what it is today. I trusted him with all the operational planning, and he just went and sold us out.
Is about stalkers, and being a stalker is about freedom. Be a stalker to the end. Join the freedom faction.
As soon as the outpost conversation was aired on our radio frequency, the Commandant vanished. He knew he was screwed. What we've got to do now is find him. He knows too much, if not everything. All the exits from the valley are secured, so he couldn't have gone too far. We're tracking his PDA. He's near the road to the cordon. A few of our squads are on their way over there. Yep, there was a stalker like that. Very interested in rare parts and the like. He must have known that we had the best team in the whole zone. I sold him the part he wanted, and why not? He paid well and didn't even haggle. What I don't know is what he wanted with it. These parts were only used in old army cryptographic machines. He left the base straight away, and nobody's seen him since. Yeah, I'll help you. If you help me, that is. Don't take it personally, but we're having a rough time. And if things don't change, Freedom won't have enough men to defend the base from bandit attacks. Help me find out who is attacking us, and I'll give you information about Fang. Find the Commandant and bring him to me alive. Or dead. Do that, and I'll tell you where you can find Fang. I've uploaded the coordinates of the Commandant's PDA to yours. Good luck. Keep me abreast of any new information.
Right. Grab that asshole's PDA and get right back to me.
Thanks for your help. After the shootout at the farmhouse, we know that mercenaries are behind the attacks on Freedom. Information from the Commandant's PDA also confirms this. The question is, why the hell are they doing it? Mercenaries have always stayed neutral and cooperated with all of the zone's factions. I wonder who the client was for this little job. Perhaps it was duty, or the army. I've got more questions than answers right now, but I'll get to the bottom of this. You can bet on it. You've held up your end of the deal, and now I'll tell you about Fang. He was looking for rare components here, and I got real curious as to what he wanted with all that ancient crap. When I asked him directly, he told me to mind my own business. It's too bad I'm not the quitting type. I asked one of our tech guys to hack into his PDA's frequency, and we were able to monitor him for a few days. It looks like he went to the garbage. I'd look for him there. By the way, I made a note of his PDA frequency, and I've already uploaded it for you. His location is now marked on your PDA.
This place is pretty damn good. Look at all these stalkers charging in here like flies to honey. I wonder what they're after.
It's too bad that punk got away.
Screw him. He dropped his shit. That's all that matters.
Yeah, let's grab the best stuff and get the hell out of here.
You still with us, Mark? Good, good. Fang's PDA is right next to you somewhere. Find it.
Well, Fang, the situation has changed. Someone knows we reached the center of the zone and they're looking for us. We've got to move, and fast. You'll find a detailed plan of action in our stash. I changed the code.
Mark, this is Lebedev. Information from Fang's PDA confirms my suspicions. An unidentified group of stalkers visited the center of the zone. I don't know how, but they even managed to survive the large emission. It would have been better if they hadn't, because the zone will not be pacified until the path to the center is a secret once more.
There are two ways that could happen. Either we stop this group of stalkers, or the zone releases more emissions to destroy everything in it, and maybe outside it too. Clearly, it would be better if we did it ourselves, but we have to act quickly if we're to stand any chance of success. Fang's PDA contains the coordinates of their stash. I am confident we can find information about their plans in there.
What the hell are you doing here? Run like the wind. Mutants will be here any minute.
Would you look at that? Where's your equipment, boy? This is a dangerous place. You won't get far without a good suit and a decent weapon. Monsters have gotten pretty nasty lately, so we'll be grateful for any assistance you can give us in fighting the zone. If you want to make some cash, drop by the base and see the general. One of our squads is actually heading there right now. Stick with them and save yourself some trouble. Outline, please do tell.
Get ready for action!
I'm listening. Good day, Merc. What do you need here? I haven't seen many folks who'd be willing to go down there. Do you have any idea what you'll be up against in there? Shouldn't be too dangerous. Things have really changed ever since we decided to block that one side tunnel. I guess we went overboard with explosives. The blow took down some of the walls and opened up ways to new caverns. A swarm of mutants came flooding out faster than you can say bloodsucker. Many of our boys never made it back to the surface. I ordered to have all exits welded shut. That helped, but only for a little while. The mutants started digging holes and coming up from underground. By the time we'd blocked one hole, they'd already dig up another. It seems like they are driven by a single goal: to finish us off at all costs. I'll help you get underground, but in return I want favor. Alright. The underground map shows a pump station which drains the groundwaters. If you turn off the pump and open the tank valve, the water will quickly flood the caves and the mutants should simmer down. Sergeant Chirsov, I'm sending a mercenary your way. He is going into the underground. Make sure he is able to reach the hole.
General, did someone really sign up to go down into those pits?
That is correct. Make sure he's got enough ammo.
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck to you. The sergeant will give you the necessary equipment and a few tips of his own. I've already sent you the lair's coordinates. Peace out.
Here. Listen, you need to stay alert. The underground is crawling with mutants. According to the map, the pump station control unit is located one level above you. I've sent you the coordinates. Be careful, and good luck.
Guys, this is Strelok. I didn't expect Doc to fix me up so fast. I heard rumors that someone has learned of our success and is seeking to contact us. I have a bad feeling about this. I fear we may need to hurry up with our next visit to the center.
Hey, Strelok, good to see you alive. Fang and I found all the parts we needed and put together 2 Dakotas. We left them both in a stash near the Scorcher. We'll pick them up when we head for the center.
Ghost, that's great news. Our plan is as follows. We can't make it through the underground, so our only option is to go past the Scorcher. I'm on my way to Sakharov to pick up a device that will help us get through the Scorcher in one piece. Wait for me at the military warehouses.
Merc, this is Lebedev. The correspondence found in the stash explains a lot. We now know that Strelok's group made it to the center, and we also know that they're planning to go there again. Reckless fools. If they succeed, they'll trigger a second large emission. An emission so powerful that every living creature in the zone will be incinerated, and the zone itself will become unstable. We cannot let that happen. Strelok went to Lake Yantar. You are closest to that area. Try to intercept him there, and we'll take care of Fang and Ghost. Welcome to our humble science lab. Well, well, I seldom see a new face here. So, what would you like to know? Yes, he visited us. He knew a great deal, far more than others. He even claimed to have been to the center of the zone. Naturally, I didn't really believe him, even though he showed me some photographs. We made a deal with him. He promised to conduct field testing on one of our promising experimental models, a psi emission blocker, and we promised to give him the final version in return. Strelok believed that the blocker would help him get through the brain scorcher. We gave him the prototype, and he went into the factory. That was the last we saw of Strelok and the prototype. We received some data via our satellite, but the signal has been lost. It looks like Strelok was hit by a powerful emission at the factory. If Strelok is in the factory, getting inside without a psi protection device is virtually impossible. We have been studying the psi emissions originating from the factory for years. They have a pronounced pulse nature. When they are in their low phase, people go into the factory relatively safely. However, we are unable to predict when the next emission will take place, so going inside is like playing Russian roulette. If you decide to follow Strelok into the factory, you will most likely end up with your brains melted like most of the zombies around here. There is something which I may be able to do for you, however. Some time ago, I was contacted by a group of stalkers who managed to come out of the factory alive. They came across a technical documentation archive in one of the buildings. Those documents could shed light on what the factory contains and help us uncover the source of such powerful psi emissions. Help me find those documents, and I'll help you get inside the factory. The group went missing in the northwestern part of the facility. That area is full of zombies. I cannot send any stalkers who are guarding the perimeter, seeing as we're barely holding out against the attacks as it is. The SOS signal coming from there is still active, so please try to get the stalkers out if they're still alive.
My head is killing me. I can't think straight. Ivan attacked us all of a sudden. The voices in my head, the damn psi emission. At least we managed to get the documents. All we need to do is get them to Sakharov. Crap, the dogs are on our trail. I don't want to. No. Oh, God!
Any luck? It's a shame about those young men. I truly hope their sacrifice was not in vain. Let's look at the documents. Very interesting. Some of my suspicions are proving accurate. No, this is positively interesting. Excellent. This provides answers to a multitude of questions, but we will need time to fully understand what is happening. In this instance, it would appear that we are dealing with a man-made device. These documents are a manual for the cooling system of that device, which is located in the underground part of the facility. Its power consumption is quite astounding. So, the picture is becoming clearer. It seems that these bursts of psi activity occur as a result of failure in the device's cooling system. If we could repair it, that would significantly reduce psi emission levels. I will need some time to consider this matter. So please proceed towards the facility and join Lefty and his group of stalkers. I should have more information for you while you're making your way there. Dearest Lefty, I have some new data. It appears that we should be able to stabilize the psi emissions. A young man is on his way, so please wait for him and further instructions.
Yes, Professor, awaiting your instructions.
It was nice talking to you.
Lefty, according to my data, the psi emissions are generated by an unidentified device located under the factory. The psi field is unstable because of a malfunction in that device's cooling station. Your objective is to restart the cooling system. I have sent all the information you require to your PDA. The diagram indicates 2 valves used to initiate the restart. You must activate both valves. Get
Get in position, and I'll inform you when psi emissions fall to a safe level. Lefty, the psi field emission level is currently at its lowest. Please begin the operation. All our hopes and prayers are with you. Good luck.
Let's move out! Great, the cooling station is working again. The psi field is stable. It's time for us to get out of here.
And that's that.
You did it! My sensors show that psi emission levels are falling. That means that the cooling station is stable. I very much hope that Yantar will become a quieter place from here on in. Thank you, Merc. By the way, I'm getting a decent signal from Strelok. It looks like he's not far from you, heading straight for the Red Forest. Merc, hurry up. You're very close to Strelok.
End your pursuit now, mercenary, or you will die. Stop me. I am going to reach the center of the zone, whatever it takes.
Strelok signal is gone. We lost him. Event towards the Scorcher. And from there it's not far to the center of the zone. For us though, trying to get through the Scorcher without the scientist prototype would be suicide. Our only hope of catching Strelok is to go through Limansk. I know of a tunnel that leads there. It starts just beyond the bridge. This is the only way of reaching the city. The bridge can only be lowered from the other side, but that's bandit territory. Shit. There must be a way of getting across. Maybe there's another road to the other shore. Well, if anyone can help us get to Limansk, it's Forrester. They say that old-timer can find safe roads to areas he's never been in. The old man's hut is on the edge of the Red Forest. Merc, find Forrester.
Living soul. Well, hello. To what do I owe this pleasure? Limansk was lost for many years, and there are many good reasons for that. It would be best for all of us if it stays lost. What do you want with Limansk? You are not an ordinary man. The zone has left a curious mark on you, and I don't know whether it's a blessing or a curse. The normal chain of events has been broken. The zone is becoming increasingly unstable, and you are part of this process. I will help you, so I'm not sure it's the right thing to do. Getting into Limansk is not easy. The shortest road to the city is the bridge, but it's been raised. However, and this came as a surprise to me, it is not the only road that leads there. Freedom and Duty raised the bridge right after the larger mission, yet the bandits appeared on the other shore a couple of days ago and captured the bridge. That means there is at least one other way of getting across. The large emission changed the zone a great deal. The safe and familiar paths have been covered by deadly anomalies, but new paths, unreachable for years, have appeared instead. And I doubt all of them have been found. Believe it or not, I occasionally receive fragments of radio transmissions on my PDA from somewhere near Limansk. That can only mean one thing. Stalkers have found new paths into Limansk, and they need help. Unfortunately, the signal is so weak, I can't make out much. My understanding is that Stalkers have become trapped in looped space. Whichever way they go, they come back to where they started. If we could get them out, we'd find out how to get into Limansk. Go to the military warehouses. The signal should be better up on those hills. When you find something out, let me know, won't you? колбасу и батоны нынче хреновые делать стали.
Never have guessed you'd have been able to deal with that bloodsucker.
If you can hear me, we're stuck in an anomaly. We can't get out. It's like space is warped. Whichever way we go, can't move. Equipment has gone off the rails. Can see the outlines of a town on the horizon. Our coordinates, 51, 10, 3, 1, 2. Is there anybody out there?
The mercenaries provided you with some very interesting information. It seems I was right. The large emission that shook the zone was so powerful that it changed space itself, forcing it into a loop. Don't go all scientific on me, Professor. It's become looped. Whichever way you go, you end up at your original spot. As a result, after the emission, Stalkers got trapped in space bubbles around Limansk, unable to get out. Well, we know quite a bit now. The mercenaries' coordinates, PDA frequency, and now I have a better understanding of these bubbles. Well, actually I got stuck in the bubble myself a couple of days ago. At the time I didn't know it was a new anomaly. So I thought I was losing my marbles. The forest clearing seems real familiar, but wherever I go I can't find a way out. And then the zone itself gave me an artifact, which showed me the way out of the bubble. I called it Compass. On my way home, I was mugged by the bandits. They spared me, an old man, but they took the compass. Get me that artifact, and I'll think of a way to get the mercenaries out. The scum set up camp on the edge of the Red Forest. I've uploaded the coordinates to your PDA. I'd lost all hope of ever seeing the compass again. Thank you. Give me a bit of time, and I'll find the way out of the bubble. While I do that, you'll need to find a way of getting information to the mercenaries. You're going to need a powerful transmitter for that. I heard there's one like that at the military warehouses. That's how they communicate with the outside world. It should be powerful enough to contact the mercenaries. I'll send you the coordinates you need once you find the transmitter. If they do everything right, they'll get out of the bubble and end up pretty close to the bridge into Limansk. They might even be able to pay the bandits at the bridge a visit.
Kostian, this is Hog. Remember me? You better, cause I saved your ass a couple of weeks back.
Sure, Hog. What can I do for you?
Kostian, I need you to help this one fella get to the antenna at the military base. I heard you're in that area. Is that right?
That's right. We're trying to capture the warehouses. Come on over, we'll kick some military ass together.
Not this time, Kostian, sorry. We can't be seen fighting the military. I can only send you one man.
One more shooter ain't never gonna hurt. We'll wait for him.
Merc, head over to Kostian. He'll help you reach the transmitter.
Merc, we're stuck by the HQ. The army boys have holed up in there and they've got this whole area covered. We can't move an inch. Help us capture the HQ.
Can't we wait another hour or two?
We've received the coordinates and we're going to try to get out of the bubble. Okay, left here. 60 feet this way. Oh dang, we're free! You hear me? We made it out of the anomaly. We're headed for Limansk. Merc, get here quick. Lashiv's squad is almost here. This is Lashi. Our squad is approaching the bridge. Lashi, Lebedev here. We're looking forward to seeing you. Attention all fighters. Let's clear a path for Lashi. Open fire.
Thank you, Lashi. They sure as hell owe you one.
Thank the Merc. If it weren't for him, we'd be stuck in that bubble trap forever.
Either way, I owe you.
I'll keep that in mind. Good luck to you.
We have completed a brilliant operation. The bridge has been lowered, and the road to Limansk is now open. Advance squad. Move out into Limansk and find a safe path to the city. Everyone else, hold the bridge and wait for the main squad.
Great. The power to the bench has been cut. Advance. Good job. The main squad is ready to move through Limansk. Advance squad. Your objective is to find the entrance to the Pripyat Underground. The entrance is at the old hospital on the edge of Limansk. The coordinates are on your PDA.
Help! We're pinned at the entrance!
Thank God someone responded. Listen, there's a sniper and a machine gunner on the other side of the hall. We can't even make a move. Cover me. I'm gonna try to take him out.
You did it! Now you can flank the sniper from behind. Deal with him! Great, that's the sniper down. The road is clear. We're moving out to try and blow up that pillbox. MG is down. The way is clear.
Base, this is 021. I see an enemy squad plus an unidentified Stalker. Requesting orders. 021, take them all out. Roger that, base. Commencing attack. Shit, we're hit! We're hit! Pull out! Pull out!
Base, we're at the entrance to the catacombs. What now?
Great. Get in position and hold the entrance to the catacombs. The main squad is on its way.
Roger that. We're on it. Merc, we'll hold the Monolithians while you go down into the catacombs.
Glad to see you, Merc. We've done the impossible. We fought our way into the very center of the zone, to the power plant, and mostly thanks to you. Petrenko, get a scan of Strelok's PDA frequency.
Commander, Strelok is very close.
Lebedev, this is the recon squad. We got a visual on Strelok.
Merc, climb onto the heat pipeline and intercept Strelok. They'll cover you from the ground. Merc, here's an electromagnetic gun prototype. It will let you disable Strelok's side protection and help stop him. Without protection, Strelok won't last long under the emission. Even our own suits can barely neutralize the field. Get up close to Strelok and cut off his side protection. Strelok's side protection is down to almost zero. Just a bit